Hello creeps, Andy here, and today I have, I guess it's kind of a book haul, but I purchased a mystery horror book box from the Last Bookstore in LA. And if you guys have been around for a while, you'll have seen that I've done one of these before and it was a total failure and none of my books were horror and it was such a disappointment. So I'll leave that video linked down below if you guys want to watch that. I'm hoping that the Last Bookstore does a better job. So this is a really cool bookstore in LA. Maybe one day I'll go there and I'll show you guys that don't live in LA what it looks like. It's really neat. So you go on their website. Well, I'm gonna open it and see if they have my little slip because you fill stuff out before they send it to you, and it's actually a really cool process. And so I want to see if the slip is in here, and if it's not, okay, cut away from yourself, not towards yourself, you big dumb dummy. I'm excited. It's there. All right, I don't think there's a slip. No slip. Okay, so I'm gonna have to try to remember what it was. So it's really cool because you can select the category of books that you want. By the way, they ship too. I got this, I could have gone and picked it up, but I knew I'd have to wait till the weekend, and this came super quick, so I just got it delivered. So they do ship, so you can purchase them even if you don't live in LA. The shipping's obviously kind of expensive because they're books and they're heavy. I think it was like 10 bucks, but maybe worth it. We'll see what's in here. But you select what category you want. You could select multiple categories. You can select new books, used books, or a combination of both. And then it asks you to fill in a little information. There's a section where it says books that you don't want, you know, like I think I was gonna put no Stephen King books, but I don't know if I actually did that or not. And then you fill out your favorite authors, but this part kind of stressed me out because I'm like, I overthink it too much. I'm like, do they mean my favorite horror authors or my favorite authors in general? Because I feel like my favorite authors in general could maybe even determine what they select in the horror section. I thought way too much. I'm like, are they gonna think I'm stupid for putting Kurt Vonnegut even though I asked for horror books? Anyways, and then at the very end, you can kind of give them a little information on what you're looking for. So I think for mine, I put anything strange, unique, or intense, or something like that. So let's see what they curated for me. It can also not be a mystery, so you can also ask them to show you the books that were selected for you, and then you can, you know, take away the ones that you don't like. But I just wanted it to be a mystery. I love mystery boxes and I'm really hoping that it's horror. Okay, so can you see? It just has some overwrap over it and you'll be the first to see. They're Smarties! I fucking love Smarties. I know no one else loves these, but I love Smarties. They're like one of my favorite candies. So that just made my day. Okay. What does it look like? Is it good? Is it good? Okay. Ooh, okay. So actually quite a lot of books for $25 was the package that I selected, but it's like every 10 bucks. You can do 25, 35, 45, you know, etc. And so far, I'm interested. Okay, so this is called Stranger at the Crossroads by Anna Hard. A ticky-tacky tract house in New Jersey becomes the improbable scene of one of the most bizarre tales of possession you have ever heard. There's a bunch of naked women slash demons, and there's also this like weird bee antenna thing. I don't know. It says, it all seems so ordinary. This split level house with not an inch of extra space, the dull neighbors and their decorator dens and their sex on schedule fertility rites, the overbooked harried PTA lady next door and her macho husband with his growling watchdog. Frankie thought to herself, this place will kill me. And maybe it would, but not because it was ordinary. Is it ordinary for a tract house to have buried in its cellar a wooden doll that decays with the odor of flesh? Is it commonplace to be visited by persons unknown who slash their paintings? Is it usual for a woman like Frankie, plump, graying, 40-ish, to be metamorphosing into a voluptuous 28-year-old blonde as day after terrifying day goes by? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. So I would say the first book sounds pretty interesting. Let's move on. The next one here we have is Warren Ellis's Crooked Little Vein. This, I'm like really surprised I haven't heard of of any of these yet. I'm really excited. It says burned out detective Michael McGill needs to jumpstart his career. What he gets instead is a cattle prod to the crotch. The president's heroin addicted chief of staff wants McGill to find the Constitution, the real one the founding fathers secretly devised for the time of gravest crisis. And with God's civility and mom's homemade apple pie already dead or dying, that time is now. But McGill has the talent for stumbling into every imaginable depravity, and this case is driving him even deeper into America's darkest, dankest underbelly, towards obscenities that boggle even his mind. This sounds very, very interesting. But you know what's cool about boxes like this is they give me books that I may not have otherwise selected, and maybe there will be something in here that really, really surprises me, you know? This one looks super cool. This is called In the Flesh. Oh, it's Clive Barker. Tales of Terror by Clive Barker. Okay, well, I know I'm gonna like this one, so that's cool. Wow, and this cover, holy shit, that's beautiful. Jeez. I don't have this Clive Barker book. It says, with his first collection of short fiction, Clive Barker has streaked like a comet across the literary horizon, establishing himself firmly in the tradition of such luminaries of horror such as Poe, Lovecraft, and King. In this new collection, Barker proves once again how entertaining, erotic, and resonant the best horror fiction can be. For he knows the sins the flesh is heir to, and he is not afraid to peel away the flesh and explore the deeper aberrations of the psyche that lie beneath. Join Mr. Barker on his dark investigations. I will. Into a prison cell where a young prisoner searches for his grandfather and finds himself in a city of which we are all prospective citizens, where the sins of flesh are indefinitely malleable, into a housing project where an evil feeds on rumor, gaining life from the lips of the crowd, and the young academic doing research finds herself face to face with a forbidden truth, into a labyrinth where two businessmen from the wrong side of the law encounter a mystery, a seduction that leads to a life source beyond their wildest imagination, into a strange asylum where the fate of the world hangs in the balance, beginning with a game played with frogs. That took a turn. Mr. Barker will lead you to new and terrifying places. He will prove himself a disarmingly elegant and graphic guide. He will make you understand why, and this is in quotes, there is no delight the equal of dread. Oh, this just sounds cool. I'm curious when this guy was published. 1986. This book is older than me. Wow, that is, I mean, I'm so stoked just for this one book. So now I'm gonna have to make a trip out there. The next one that I got was Universal Harvest, a novel by John Darnielle, author of Wolf in White Van. Cover looks pretty interesting here. And the back just says it's the late 90s and you can find Jeremy Helt at the Video Hut in Nevada, Iowa, a small town in the center of the state. The job is good enough for Jeremy, quiet and predictable, and it gets him out of the house where he lives with his dad and where they both try to avoid missing mom, who died 6 years ago in a car wreck. When a local school teacher comes in to return her copy of Targets, an old movie starring Boris Karloff, the transaction jolts Jeremy out of his routine. There's something on it, she says, as she leaves the store, though she doesn't elaborate. 2 days later, another customer returns another videotape and registers the same odd complaint. There's another movie on this tape. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. This sounds fun. In Universal Harvester, the once placid Iowa fields and farmhouses become sinister, imbued with loss and instability and foreboding. As Jeremy and those around him are absorbed in the tapes, they become part of another story, one that unfolds years into the past and years into the future, part of the impossible search for something and someone search for something someone once lost that would do anything to regain. Okay, I'm excited to read that. The cover is so intriguing. I am gonna have to make a venture to this store and spend way too much money. I can already feel it in my bones. Like maybe towards the end of October I gotta go here, because it seems like they got some interesting stuff. And the last book, my friends, nothing else in there. This is called Elise, a terrifying novel of immortality by definitely Ken Greenwood. This again looks very unique. I've never seen this. I'm just, what the heck? How do they have so many interesting books there? This just says, Elise is a sweeping, cinematically paced suspense story that follows its heroine through the passions and terrors of mankind's most elusive dream. Physical immortality. Elise Travers is a beautiful and sophisticated Boston hostess whose husband Patrick is a wealthy young entrepreneur, but this widely envied couple is bound by one dark secret: their knowledge that unless a medical miracle can somehow be arranged, Patrick will gradually age and die. Like everyone? Oh, while his wife will remain eternally young. Okay, I probably should have just read the rest of that sentence. I was like, what if the plot of the story is he gets old and dies? Okay, sorry. For Elise's life began 300 years before at a palace of Versailles. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. During Louis the, oh my god, I hate Roman numerals, 10 plus a 4, 14's reign. And now for the first time, she is willing to risk everything so that she might share her lonely gift of perpetual youth with the man she loves, but not even she can imagine the terrible dangers that this quest entails. Continue on the back flap. Oh. Dangers both to herself and the world at large. Elise is both a chilling contemporary tale of suspense and a rich historical drama that ranges from Russia of Peter the Great to a slave uprising in the old French Saint Domingo to a plush New Orleans brothel shortly after the War of 1812. In addition to featuring the most unusual female character in recent years, this novel offers a fascinating exploration of humanity's most fervent desire, the urge for immortality, and reveals an unexpectedly horrifying side of that bright aspiration. Interesting. Man, yeah, I mean, these books just sound so unique. I think they did such a great job with what I gave them. I just said anything weird and unique, and I think that they nailed that. Let me know if you guys have heard of any of these books. I'm very curious because the only one I've heard of is the Clive Barker one. And so yeah, I'm excited to dive into maybe some weird fiction here. Let me know if you guys want to see this bookstore. It's really, really cool. And also I will leave the link for you guys down below so you guys can check out the website and maybe even have a horror box of your own or a box of, you know, some other stuff because they've got tons and tons of categories for you. But let me know what you think, and thank you for watching, and I will see you soon with another horror video. Bye guys. Oh, and I'm gonna eat my Smarties because I'm very excited for this.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.